it's Bunny, and today's video is going to be a semi-accidental tea vlog. So I hope you have a sippy, cuppy, because today we're going to be talking about life experiences. I'm kind of like hodgepodging this video together. I literally was just filming my February favorites video. I'm sure you've already watched that video, or it's already been up, so you could be watching it. You should be watching it. I was trying to just tack on a majority of this story as a little blurb at the end of that video to talk about like an awesome experience that I had in February, and then I ended up talking for a really long time, and I was like, okay, I really feel like I do have enough to say about this to turn it into a separate video. I went back to my old high school to see their musical. Dogman and I have a really good friend. He teaches at our old high school, and he and his girlfriend like invited us to go to the show, and we did, and it was just like, oh my gosh. But I did an outfit of the day that day before we went to the musical, and I was kind of like talking. I felt like I had so much nervous energy. I feel like you guys get to see the many different moods of Bunny, because sometimes I feel like I come on this channel, I'm just like, like so excited and so hyper, it's crazy, like I'll have drank a lot of coffee or something and I'll just be like, ah, and then like some days like I've got stuff going on and I'm gonna be like more like reserved, or some days like you just get to see that kind of like raw energy, like whatever I may be having, like if I'm nervous about something, if I'm excited about something, like I feel like I just come here to you guys like in many different states. They were doing Beauty and the Beast. Fun fact, I too, actually Dogman and I were both in the musical version of Beauty and the Beast many years ago. That was kind of like all the more reason why this year we went back to see the musical. I played Babette, the feather duster, and Dogman was Cogsworth, just in case you're curious. I have made videos on this channel before many years ago, just kind of like discussing some of the experiences that I had in high school, pretty much just school in general. I was very bullied throughout my whole experience, and you know, in a way, I feel like that's not good, obviously, to have had those experiences. I mean, obviously, if I could go back, I would just like make everything all roses and everything's just great all the time. But in a way, I feel like kind of things that made you feel really weak at one time, challenges that you had to face, people bullying you, people being bad to you in one way or another. I feel like in lots of ways that's made me a stronger person now to have had those experiences, and now to know that I can overcome them and I can deal with them in a more like positive and healthy manner. It's so interesting to like go back to a place where I just felt inhibited in a lot of ways, and now just to be able to like go back there and like thinking I was gonna be so scared, and then it turned out just to be like such an amazing experience. Just meeting the students, they were so amazing. Just being around that energy was just so exciting. They were just all so sweet and just so excited to hang out, and it was just an awesome experience. But it's almost kind of like bittersweet, because part of me just like, I keep having these dreams now where I'm like directing a high school musical, and I'm just like, oh my God. And like all the time I have this dream, and I feel like it's like such an awesome dream because it just seems like something that would be so much fun to me. But then I just wake up and I'm like, like I just know I'm like never gonna get that experience in life. But it still just seems like, I don't know, it's just, I feel like that's such a great energy to be like around. Like I know like high school is so difficult, but I feel like it's also like a time when you're just like young and you have a lot of energy and you feel like absolutely anything is possible, that you can accomplish anything, you got your whole life ahead of you, and it's scary, but at the same time, it's like very exciting, and that's just a great energy source to be around, you know? I feel like just people that are just like alive and ready to experience things freshly. It's an interesting position to be in. I always talk to Dogman because I think it would be so much fun. I'm hoping for this in the future. Is like, I wish you could like time travel, take vacations, like be who you are now, like be like, you know, because I don't know, it's not like I want to like go back to high school. Like I don't want to relive that. But like if I could just like go vacation in high school for a week and like do a High School Musical again. Like, that would just be so much fun. I feel like I'm just topic jumping today. I know high school can be a total struggle, and it can be like a total, like, you're just like, oh, this is the worst time. But just, if you can, just like slow down and at least like cherish some of it, because you really will never probably get the chance to live some of those experiences again. Just so many emotions I had like just going in that high school, because I feel like anytime you like revisit somewhere, no matter where it is, like an old school or an old job or anything, if you ever go back, it's almost like for a minute, it's like you're like, oh, I'm gonna go here on Monday, you know? It's just like you kind of get lost in like some niche of time where it's like something is strangely familiar and it's like you belong there, but you also don't at the same time. So those were kind of like a lot of emotions that I was having, and just kind of like being in the same hallways and smelling the same smells, and like it's just like, oh, it's like, it's almost like time traveling. It's so crazy. I did make years ago a vlog about just kind of like my experiences in the drama department. I can't remember if I made this video in 2011 or 2012, but I talked about, because so often I get messages from you guys like talking about how you've got like a teacher or a coach or just somebody in your life that you really don't mesh with, and maybe they're even a little hard on you. It can just be a struggle. It's just, it was so weird, because I made this whole vlog about like just like all the negative experiences that I had, and now it's like I saw her again and she was like so nice to me. It's mind numbing, because kind of like, what do you do at that point? You know, what do you do with like this kind of thing that you've created in your mind, where like at the time it was something that upset you so bad, and it's just like you've kind of like held on to like just negative feelings and like regrets, and just wishing that something could have been different than it was, and just wishing you had like different opportunities and experiences that than you did. And it's almost just holding on to something, and I'm like a big, like, that's why anytime I get like negative comments or like hate comments or trolling or anything like that, like I always want to take that energy, because I feel like it's a deficit in the world. Like I feel like just things like that are happening, it's just, it's so negative, and just always what I want to do is just go out in the world and like put 10 times more positivity in it, because I feel like I have to like make up for that deficit. It's so weird, because it's something that I've really been like holding on to for a really long time, and still to this day, like it hits me in two different ways, because it's like I'm so far removed from it now, but at the same time I still do, like, my biggest regret, I always wanted to be part of the one-act play, and I was never given that experience, and it's just like kind of ties into like the bittersweetness of like being part of a musical or being part of a production or something. It's like I will never get that experience in my life again. And so it's just kind of something that I've been taking, and I'm like, oh my God, like I was robbed. And anytime I focus on it too much, I feel like I feel negative feelings about it, and I feel upset about it. But you know, we don't always get everything that we want in life. Like everything can't be perfect. Everything can't be like exactly what we wish or we hope for. That's just kind of like how life is. And in the scheme of things, it's not really that important. Almost, I just like didn't even want to face her. I didn't even want to talk to her, because I just kind of like didn't know how the response was gonna be. And it just like caught me utterly off guard. And it's just like I wish that I could like go back and like visit my high school like more often, and like, I don't know, maybe just be involved in some way. But I feel like that invitation is never going to be there for these kind of reasons. What do you do with that? You know, like what do you do when it's just like the dynamic is just totally different now? And I literally was just gonna like go backstage and like, and I was hoping somebody was gonna like come up and like try and talk to me. And like I was talking to Dogman and I's friend, like the guy who works at the school, and I was just kind of like looking at him, and I was like, let's pretend like we're talking about something really important now. And I feel like I was just, and that's like so just not me. Like I'm generally not like a shy person or somebody who like avoids stuff like that. It was just in that moment, it just like almost turned me into being like really young again, and like almost like just having like an energy of like not being as confident as I am now. What do you do with this, you know? And it's like, I feel like you can almost be in a situation and it's like two personalities don't really mesh for whatever reason under the sun, you know? And it's kind of like you can almost feel like trapped by that, and you can be like, oh my God, this is just how my life is. I'm never gonna escape this. Like, people are never gonna accept me. People are never gonna love me for who I am. You know, I'm never gonna get the opportunities that I want. And I just want to refresh. I feel like I've talked about this before, but just if you're in a place right now and you just feel surrounded by people or circumstances that you don't feel like you don't fit in, and you don't feel like you belong, and you don't feel like people like you, I just want to let you know that it's not you, you know? Like, I just feel like, and especially like during high school or just school age years, you know, I feel like that's a time when it's so hard, because it's like you have your own thoughts and your own ideas and your own personality and who you are and your way of expressing yourself. And I feel like those are some of the most challenging years, when you're going to be really confronted to conform and change yourself and not be who you really are on the inside. It's hard to not get caught up in that and to just like remain intact and remain who you really are and not give in to things like peer pressure or just, you know, not fitting in. And I feel like it's so easy to come home and think about that in a way like there's something wrong with me, I'm different, I don't fit in, people don't accept me, people don't love me, therefore I need to change. I just want to tell you guys, like, just please hold on to yourself. Hold on to your own true self and your own heart as much as you possibly can. And just don't give in to things like that, because we are all incredibly unique and beautiful individuals. And I don't feel like anyone out there should conform and be somebody that they're not. And I just feel like, you know, it's really easy to get caught up in a mindset that there's a problem with you and you need to change. And I think more often than that, it's that you are in an environment that's not necessarily perfect for you yet. But I feel like always as we grow, we change environments, we change activities, we change the people that we're around, the people that we're hanging out with, you know, and especially as you grow up and things in high schools just seem like so life and death, just your friends, who you're dating, who's teaching you, the activities that you're in. And literally once you get to college, 99% of that stuff literally just falls away. I was talking to Dogman the other day, and I think literally at this point, I only have one friend from high school that I still talk to, like two or three, but literally like no more than 5 people that I even ever may talk to like one time a year. Definitely day-to-day life, 3 people. You will go somewhere different. You will totally blossom. You will be appreciated. You will be loved. You will be accepted for the person that you are. You may have to move. You may go to a different college. You may totally not talk to anybody that you talk to now. And all of that stuff is absolutely okay. But I just want to let you know, like, just don't let any circumstance that you are currently in, and this is just all walks of life, not just high school, but just don't let anybody around you just make you think that there is something wrong with who you are, the way you express yourself. I'm a loudmouth. I've always been a loudmouth. You know, that sometimes grates on people's nerves. People love me or people hate me. I've never really had the experience of very many people like just kind of like being in the in-between, and that's okay. Like, you know, like not everybody has to love you, and some people will hate you, but that doesn't matter. Like, the people who hate you, just, they don't belong in your life. And that's okay. And maybe for the time being, or maybe even in a professional setting. Like, I know, you know, tons of people that they really just like don't feel like they click with their boss, but sometimes you just have to like work through it. You know, you have to find like some common ground where you just don't let it beat you down. You don't let it defeat you. You just kind of like find a way to deal with it. And I just don't want you guys to feel like too discouraged or just, you know, change is always possible. Positive change is always possible. And, you know, just don't get caught up in feeling like the problem is with you. I know, even if I've never met you guys, I just know that each one of you is just capable of something amazing. All the Swamp family members that I've ever had the amazing opportunity to meet, I'm just continually surprised by how just talented and intelligent and amazing you guys are. And even if I've never met you, I know that each and every one of you watching this video right now, you are capable of amazing things in your life. And you may be in a situation right now that just feels so bleak and so inescapable. I just want to let you guys know that it not is. What am I saying? It's not like that. You will find a way to power through, get through, and there's always something on the other side that is just amazing. All the students at my old high school, it was just so amazing seeing them all and meeting them all. They were just all so incredibly friendly and nice, and I don't know, it was an honor. It was so exciting to like be not on stage and like just be an audience member and just kind of like seeing somebody's production coming together. Like, I always thought I would be involved in acting growing up. I don't know, I just love seeing people like do like interesting characters and interpretations. I don't know, I love everything about it. And it was a good way to like be involved without like really being involved, if you know what I mean. It was just interesting. Like, very rarely have I seen any plays or anything, like unless it's on Broadway or something, where like I'm not part of the production. So it was just interesting to like just totally be like an audience member and just like watching it all happen. I feel like I have definitely rambled for a super duper long time. Thank you guys so much for being here and for watching. I love you guys so much. Just never give up on yourself. Never give up on who you are. Never give up on your dreams and your passions. Just stick with it and good things will happen. I love you guys so much, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye!